You might think you know what God values, but did you know there are specific things He hates? In this video, we'll uncover the 6 things God hates and why understanding them is crucial for your spiritual growth. Recognizing these can help you avoid behaviors that distance you from His grace and bring you closer to a righteous path. Stick with me as we dive deep into these important teachings, which will help you align your life with God's will and lead you toward a more fulfilling spiritual journey. Ignoring these teachings can lead you away from the path God wants for you. When we unknowingly engage in actions that God hates, we create barriers between ourselves and His love. This separation can result in a life filled with unnecessary struggles and missed opportunities for blessings. Understanding what God dislikes is not about fear, but about guiding us to live better, more meaningful lives. By being aware of these 6 things, you can consciously choose to avoid them, ensuring you stay in God's favor and live a life that reflects His values. The first thing God hates is pride. Pride can make us believe we are better than others, leading to arrogance and selfishness. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking we don't need anyone else's help or that our way is the only way. This mindset not only distances us from others, but also from God. He values humility and wants us to treat everyone with respect and kindness. Humility is about recognizing that everyone has value and that we are all equal in God's eyes. When we act with humility, we open ourselves up to learning and growing, allowing God's wisdom to guide us. Pride can also prevent us from admitting our mistakes and seeking forgiveness, which are essential steps in our spiritual growth. By letting go of pride and embracing humility, we create stronger connections with others and deepen our relationship with God. The second thing God hates is a lying tongue. Lies can destroy trust and relationships, creating a foundation of deceit that is difficult to repair. God values truth and honesty because they build strong and healthy communities. When we lie, we not only hurt others but also damage our integrity. Being truthful in our words and actions is a way of honoring God and showing respect for His creation. It can be tempting to lie to protect ourselves or to gain an advantage, but these lies ultimately lead to more harm than good. Trust, once broken, takes a long time to rebuild. Living a life of honesty, even when it's difficult, ensures that we stay aligned with God's will and maintain the trust of those around us. Honesty fosters open communication, strengthens relationships, and creates an environment where everyone feels safe and valued. The third thing God hates is hands that shed innocent blood. This means causing harm to others, especially those who are innocent. God cherishes all life and expects us to protect and respect each other. Taking a life or causing harm goes against everything God stands for. Every person is a reflection of God's image, and harming them is like attacking God Himself. This commandment goes beyond physical violence, it includes emotional and psychological harm as well. Bullying, spreading hurtful rumors, or manipulating others are ways we can cause damage without physical violence. God wants us to be peacemakers, to spread love and compassion instead of hatred and violence. By protecting and valuing life, we honor God's creation and contribute to a world where love and kindness prevail over hatred and harm. The fourth thing God hates is a heart that devises wicked plans. This means having harmful intentions and plotting against others. It starts in the mind and heart, where negative thoughts and feelings brew and eventually lead to destructive actions. God desires us to have pure hearts and to seek goodness in all our actions. When we let jealousy, anger, or greed control our thoughts, we are more likely to act in ways that hurt others. It's essential to guard our hearts and minds against these negative influences by focusing on positive, loving thoughts. This not only prevents us from causing harm, but also aligns us with God's will, leading to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. By striving to think and plan with good intentions, we reflect God's love and purity, contributing to a world where everyone feels safe and respected. The fifth thing God hates is feet that are quick to rush into evil. Acting impulsively without considering the consequences can lead to harmful actions and decisions. It's easy to get caught up in the moment, especially when emotions are running high, but this can result in choices we later regret. God wants us to think carefully and choose the right path, one that aligns with His teachings and brings us closer to Him. This requires self-control and wisdom, which we can develop through prayer and reflection. By taking the time to consider our actions and their potential impact, we can avoid rushing into situations that lead to sin. Practicing patience and mindfulness helps us make decisions that are in line with God's will, ensuring that our actions contribute to a positive and righteous life. The sixth thing God hates is a false witness who pours out lies. This refers to giving false testimony and spreading untruths about others. Such actions can ruin reputations, destroy relationships, and create a culture of mistrust. God values integrity and expects us to be honest and fair in all our dealings. Being a false witness is not just about lying, it's about deliberately misleading others to cause harm. This behavior goes against God's desire for justice and truth. When we speak the truth, even when it's difficult, we honor God and build a foundation of trust and respect within our communities. It's important to remember that our words have power, and using them to spread falsehoods can have devastating consequences. By committing to honesty and integrity, we ensure that our actions and words reflect God's values, fostering a world where truth and justice prevail. By understanding and avoiding these 6 things that God hates, we can align ourselves more closely with His teachings and live lives that reflect His love and righteousness. Each of these behaviors, pride, lying, causing harm, plotting evil, rushing into sin, and bearing false witness, creates barriers between us and God's grace. By consciously choosing to avoid them, we open ourselves up to His blessings and guidance, leading to a more fulfilling and spiritually enriched life. The 7th thing God hates is a person who stirs up conflict in the community. Creating division and strife goes against God's desire for peace and unity among people. When someone spreads discord, it can lead to arguments, broken relationships, and a general sense of unrest. God wants us to be peacemakers, bringing harmony and understanding to those around us. This means being mindful of our words and actions, ensuring that they promote peace rather than conflict. Gossiping, spreading rumors, or intentionally causing disagreements are ways people can stir up conflict. Instead, we should strive to resolve differences calmly and constructively, seeking to understand others and find common ground. By fostering a spirit of cooperation and kindness, we help create a community that reflects God's love and peace. Understanding these 6 things that God hates helps us align better with His teachings and live a more righteous life. Recognizing the dangers of pride, lying, causing harm, plotting evil, rushing into sin, bearing false witness, and stirring up conflict allows us to consciously avoid these behaviors. By doing so, we not only stay in God's favor but also contribute to a world filled with love, honesty, peace, and justice. Our spiritual journey is enriched when we strive to live according to God's values. Reflect on these points and make a commitment to live in a way that honors Him. This path might not always be easy, but the rewards are immense: a closer relationship with God, a sense of inner peace, and the fulfillment that comes from living a life of integrity and love. Thank you for staying with me through this exploration of the 6 things God hates. Your spiritual growth is important, and understanding these teachings is a significant step toward living a life that resonates with God's love and wisdom. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe to help spread this message. Your engagement helps strengthen our community of chosen souls, reinforcing our collective purpose. Remember, you are a masterpiece in progress, complete yet always growing and evolving. Peace and light to you all.